cages.
Oh, I do too.
I gotta get my.
I was ahead of the game. You ready?
My DraftKings.
You know what I didn't do?
Which didn't you do?
I have to because now we're doing the video live. I have to. We're just going to go right through. Is that okay?
Yeah.
We're not going to have any segments, so I'll have the run around at the beginning, and then I guess the Karate Kid thing at the end, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So let me do. How was your day today?
It was fine. My boss called me up and was like, "Do you have a minute to talk?" I'm like, "Yeah, why? What's up?" And she goes, "Are you happy working here?" I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "Why?" She's like, "Because I feel like something's off." I was like, "What do you mean?" And she says, "Last week you told me that you faxed over the couple documents that I was supposed to fax over. And I did. Apparently they just never got there because, fax machines work. Kind of fun." And she's like, "And then I called you and your Quest Diagnostic thing is off your phone." We switched carriers. So when we switched carriers, I forgot that I had to redo my voicemail.
Understood.
And I'm like, "No, I'm not going anywhere."
And people are paranoid about you.
They love me. They don't want me to go anywhere.
I can't blame them.
I can't blame them either. But yeah, I'm like, "No, I'm not going anywhere. I love working here. I love working for you.
I love y'all.
Yeah,
I love y'all.
Like, you're awesome and you're hot. I'm not going anywhere."
All right, shall we?
We shall.
All right. This bad boy up and running.
3, 2, 1. Oh shit, we're live?
We are. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 7 of Metrics and Mayhem, the South Jersey Sports Gambling Podcast. My name is Earl Phillips, the Metrics of the Equation, and joining alongside of me, as always, my trusty sidekick, the Mayhem, Dominic Melchior III. It's this guy right here.
How you doing there, Fantasy Land out there? How is everybody tonight? How are you, Mr. Phillips?
I am doing quite well. Always a joy to be here on a Wednesday night. I gotta say, I feel like it makes the week fly by.
I look forward to Wednesday night. Wednesday is my second favorite day of the week, though.
It is. Obviously we love football, watching on Saturday and Sunday, but this Wednesday night thing it's a nice spot right in the middle of the week. It really helps me get out of work a lot quicker than normal, which is nice.
My weekend starts officially today.
Yes.
Like, once this happens, I'm mentally checked out for the rest of the week.
Now, do you roll sick day Thursday, half day Friday, golf Saturday, Sunday? Like, what are we doing?
Most likely. We got some unnecessary music there, but that's the hiccups that we.
It's what happens with a live broadcast. We don't have our team with us,
No, we don't have the interns in the back. The interns upstairs taking care of baby diapers.
Yeah, exactly.
But
right.
It's sick day Thursday, which is essentially golf Thursday.
Yes.
I shouldn't say that out loud, but
no, work Thursday.
Work Thursday, work Friday. I even work Saturday.
Right.
Yes,
all
work
the hours
straight through the weekend.
In. Very nice.
So, but yes, Wednesday's my favorite day of the week. I get to see you.
Yeah.
I get to see you on a weekly basis, which is really nice. We haven't done this in our entire friendship.
Yeah, I know. This is good. It's, about 10, are we at 10 years now?
Probably a little longer
than that. Yeah, it's about time we started a weekly thing.
Probably.
This is good. Yeah. All right, so it's a very good change. We hope that all of you are doing well as well. But joining us here on episode 7, we have a few things we're going to talk about with our opening rant in a minute, but to always keep everybody informed of what we have going on here at Metrics and Mayhem. We have our Eliminator Pool, which we'll be doing a segment on that a little bit later on. That's worth a couple of shekels. And we are very pleased to announce that our own Mayhem, Dominic Melchior III over there, is still alive, very much alive.
Very much alive with solid picks. Only one sweater so far.
Yes.
Only one. Just one sweater.
And my sweater was that bastard Matt Ryan, who made me sweat it so hard that we are no longer involved in our own pool. But as I've mentioned in the past couple weeks, I have spent all that money already, so we're not sure how the end of the pool's going to go.
That's okay. I'll win it, and then you can just pay me in IOUs.
Yeah, that'll work perfectly. Like that time where he made me follow you around with the boombox.
Well, he made you follow me around with the boombox? That was a fun bet.
Yeah, that was a very good one.
The last time any of my friends have bet with me.
Yeah, well, I can see why. And maybe another reason why your friends don't bet with you is because you always frigging win. That might be another thing, but we'll get to that. Oh, and also, while we're on this subject, let's not forget that Dom did, after last podcast, and for those of you who didn't join us on the last podcast and don't know, Dom and Lori announced that they are expecting a baby Melchior into the family.
Slip on past the goalie.
Which was...
5-hole.
Which was a beautiful thing. But that said, Dom, in such a great place that he was, went upstairs and beat my ass in chess.
I did.
Which was a really rewarding experience. Not just once, but twice.
Well, don't take it personally. I beat a lot of people's ass in chess. I mean, don't let this macho, outer physique fool you. There's a beautiful mind up in here,
I understand that. A very beautiful mind indeed.
Beautiful mind.
I didn't realize that I had so much hate in my heart until this competition has
me?
come up. No, not for you. For losing to you. Oh. I love you. I think you're great. But God, I hate losing to you.
If people had that much hate in their hearts for me, I wouldn't have any friends.
No, I understand. It's all in great fun. It's all good. But man, I got to tell you, this has just been and deserved. You spanked me and everything, right? Well, especially the basketball and skee ball; those weren't even out of control. But yeah, there was a little bit of that, and that was not enjoyable.
Booty spank.
But whatever it was, it's been a competition not to remember for me. But
right, there's always next year, and then the year after that, and the year after that, and then you'll quit and play somebody else and win.
That's what I'm afraid of. I don't know that I'm going to quit. I just feel like I'm going to sign up for this whipping all over again. But that's a whole other thing. We're getting a little far away from the Eliminator pool, which is where this originally started. Congratulations. Mm-hmm. I'm very happy for you still being in it.
Thank you to the Eagles.
We have...
Nice beatdown.
We have our Against the Spread pool, which is free for any listeners to join in on. You pick 5 teams every week against the spread. This is just NFL. So if you're interested in joining us for that, please feel free. Just drop us a line, maybe here on the live feed on Facebook Live. This is also the first time we are encoding some video right now so that when we post this up to YouTube, you'll actually see the live video as opposed to just seeing the banner in the background and hearing the audio. So we're going to try this out, and hopefully it works out. If it doesn't, whether it does or it doesn't, what would be great for us, any kind of comments or feedback that you guys are hearing out in, what do you call this, cyberspace, I guess.
Trying to get internet famous so they can keep you, because you have a face and voice for radio.
I have the face for radio?
You have the face.
Thank you, Don.
I don't have any of it. I don't have
you're
a face
an
or
ugly
voice.
Bastard.
I have a face for programming. Where they stick it in a cubicle. And they're like, get off camera, ugly face.
All right. Well, there's my face for radio. Mom, I hope you're listening, and maybe you can comment on that one. But like I said, we have the Against the Spread pool. We have the Eliminator pool. We also run a free DraftKings lineup competition. We have it up to 20 contestants. Mm-hmm. And again, that's free. So if you're interested in joining up for that, just please reach out to us. I'll be happy to send you the link for everybody to join.
Shout out to my friend Andrew Musarino, the Big Moose. He's joining us on DraftKings this week.
Oh, was he smartest guy in the room?
No, he wasn't. He was Abe Musarino.
Oh, Abe Musarino. Oh, he just signed up for this week?
He just signed up for this week.
Cool, Moose. So great work, man. Thank you very much.
Moose. Appreciate it.
I wonder who was smart, because there was another guy in there, smartest guy in the room.
He came almost in that list, and apparently he's not the smartest guy in the room.
Marginally smartest guy in the room.
Yeah. It's the only one. He's the only one in that room.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know who that might be? That might be my neighbor, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, it's good to have the new competition in there, and we'll get to the DraftKings part later in the show. We're not going to spend too much time on that because, Dom actually outscored me this week finally.
Finally.
Didn't win, but did outscore me this week. And we have that, and what am I missing? Oh, the Dough Pie review. We've got some great drama to talk about with the Donato's Pizzeria League this past week, which I'm sure Dom's looking forward to getting into.
All the Donato's people definitely check in. It's going to be electric.
It's going to be en fuego, as the Portugalians say, as I'm not sure.
As the Spanish would say, it's Spanish for the fuego.
That's correct, Spanish for the fuego. So we hope that you are dialed in for that. And with that said, Dominic...
let's get into it, man.
Let's get right into it. And
I want to bring up something now, and I want to hear your opinion on it first. Being the moderator of this program, I think we sometimes don't hear your side a lot. You hear me, because I force it on everybody, but we don't get to hear you. So one of the things we wanted to talk to the people about today was the appearance of our Vice President, Mike Pence. Mm-hmm. Mike Pence, if you don't know, Mike Pence came to the Colts game, showed up, saw that there was players kneeling for the national anthem. He decided that he wanted to leave, and then he put it on social media that he left because of that, and that was it. Obviously it's still a hot button topic in the NFL and in the country, But I wanted to get your thoughts on how that all transpired, everything that went down, and what your thoughts on how he handled it.
Well, for my perspective anyway, I think the first thing we should bring up is our buddy Greg Dineo sent us a pretty interesting tweet from a gentleman who I wrote down here. I wanted to give him credit, Kyle Griffin, who I doubt is listening, probably has no idea who we are. But at Kyle Griffin 1 sent out an interesting tweet with the picture of Pence and his wife at the Indianapolis Colts game from, I believe it might have been 2014. The same picture he uploaded to Twitter that day from 3 or 4 years ago, whenever it was, saying something about seeing Peyton Manning being inducted into the Hall of Fame. It seems to me as scripted as Andy Reid's first 15 plays.
That is as perfect as I can think about.
You know, that's what I was thinking about. I mean, that was... it's almost insulting how scripted I felt that was. You can't show up and not think that something like that's going to happen. I think everything was very canned, but from the other side, from the side that I don't necessarily agree with, Mike Pence has that right.
Sure.
He 100% has the right to walk out and to say that he is not going to disrespect the flag, I think, to use his words, or the soldiers or anything like that. I think that this podcast has very much proven that this is not about the flag. It's not about the soldiers. It's about the way that the minorities have been treated.
Yes, we're definitely keeping on the topic that was when it started. We're not going to fall into the trap and the rabbit hole of this being about the Patriots, our veterans.
Those Patriots, the real ones, right?
We're not going to fall into that trap. We know why this all started, and we're staying with it. So. But yeah, I couldn't agree more. This was as scripted as it could get.
Yeah, scripted as it could get. I mean, again, I can understand, and I think it's important that people realize that Mike Pence does have that right. We can say that we don't agree with it, but again, just as we're saying that every athlete has the right to kneel and to silently, I don't want to say silently protest, but peacefully protest might be the way to put it. Mike Pence and the whole Trump and anybody in the world has the right to just walk away or to not look at those people kneeling and feel like they appreciate what they're trying to say.
Sure.
I think, though, that with this whole thing, it's going to be this long dance, Dom. It's going to be a really long dance, and I hate to say it this way, but my thought is it's going to be this dance until something else happens. There's got to be some instance where, and let's just use a recent example, let's use where, generally speaking, a white cop shoots an innocent black man, or a black cop shoots an innocent white man, or a Spanish cop, or whoever does what to who. But it's going to take an event like that and the reaction of our government, or the reaction of our people, to really determine if we're ready to move forward.
Well, isn't that the way everything works, though? We don't address anything in the room. We just get distracted by something else and run with that.
Yes.
I mean, it seems like that's about as American way as it gets.
But I feel
it's never addressing it's never taking a problem from start to finish and moving forward. It's taking a problem, being involved in it, finding a different problem, and then completely forgetting about the one that just happened.
I don't think that it's right to say that this problem has become a bigger issue because now NFL players are kneeling. I don't mean it that way at all. If there is brutality that's unjustified by any stretch of the imagination, that's bad. I'm not saying that at all. But I do think that because of the marketing of the NFL and how involved most of us are in the NFL, when we see players kneel, when we see this happening, and we hear it on the radio, on sports talk radio, which we listen to religiously, it's much more prevalent now. And just because it's being shoved in our face from the media, more people are talking about it. And not that it wasn't a bigger issue back then, but because more people are talking about it, it's just a bigger issue right now. I think more eyes are involved on it. I think before the NFL, even before the NFL players were kneeling, we weren't having these talks day in and day out. We say, oh, that's terrible, and just kind of move on. But now that there's visualization and reaction to this quote-unquote problem, now I think it's marketed more than ever. So for the next event to come, God forbid, and I don't want it to come. I don't want to say I want to stay in this dance back and forth, but if an event does happen, some sort of tragic event, we need to see some common sense approach. We need to see some sort of reaction from whether it's our government or our fellow Americans to react the correct way for the benefit of each other and not for the benefit of a personal agenda.
Things like this are awkward. They're not easy to talk to, but that's the point. I think we discussed that before. I want this narrative to stay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to keep addressing it. I don't want it to go away because it needs to be addressed. So that's just my own personal view. But before we, that's I think what you just said was as articulate as it can get. I couldn't agree more with what you said.
Okay.
But I think we should pump the brakes on this issue. I think we spent enough time on it. And I just want to end on this one thing. Mike Pence calls his wife mother. Did you know that? How weird is that?
Really?
He calls his wife mother. So
You're being serious.
I'm being dead serious. He says his, like when he talks about his wife, he talks about her and he says her name is mother.
Really?
Yeah. So therefore, I think that is as weird as it could possibly get. So anything Mike Pence does, it's just weird. He's just a weird dude. Mm-hmm. So he may be our vice president, Mr. Pence. If you're listening out there, you're weird.
Oh, look, Mike Pence joined.
So that's that. So I think we should move on to the next topic.
So you got one more thing. Let me say one more thing.
Sure.
I think that this whole presidency, whether good or bad, that's all opinion based. I'm not here for that. But what I will say is I think that this has encouraged more people to vote in the next election.
I absolutely think so.
And what else can we ask for? We live in a country where somebody who has had no political experience in his life has come to presidency of the United States. Whether good or bad, that's an incredible landmark that we've made. We've hired, or not.
That is the American dream.
Absolutely. So
that is the American dream.
We are witnessing the American dream, for better or for worse, right now. We are witnessing what can happen here in this country, which is unbelievable. But people take ownership in our own country.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. Cool.
So let's move on to the next topic. I know you wanted to talk about this one, and it was a big hot button topic for you. It involves our Philadelphia sports teams.
Oh, yeah.
And which ones we think is going to be the next Philly team to win a championship.
I've heard, I listen to Mike Missinelli's show pretty regularly. He's the one that I can tolerate the most on there. You're not a Mikey Miss guy.
I'm a Mike Miss guy.
Oh,
I think he's a self-righteous son of a bitch, but he's the best one on Philly Sports Talk Radio.
He's a pretty knowledgeable guy.
He's a knowledgeable guy.
Okay.
He's pompous as can be.
Right.
But he's a knowledgeable guy.
Okay. So I hear Mike talk about this, and you obviously listen to the callers call in and give their opinions, but it'd be nice to hear from the Mayhem. I have my own take over here. But out of our major 4 Philadelphia sports teams right now, our Eagles, Flyers, who I couldn't give two shits about.
Who cares? It's hot.
Yeah, right. The Sixers and the Phillies as well. Rank them in order. Who's going to win a world championship first, down to who's not going to win a world championship.
Okay.
Dom, can you go ahead? What do
sure.
You got?
I'll start with number 4, the Flyers. Who cares?
The Flyers, who cares?
Who
Okay.
cares? Flyers are number 4. Who cares? I don't even know. There's some Russian guy, like a Fedorov or
There's a Provorov, right?
Provorov.
Look at
There's
that.
some Ov.
The metrics with the
There's
bust
some
down with the
Ov
Provorov.
on the Flyers. Who cares? Who cares? Nobody cares. It's hockey.
Uh-huh.
Okay. There's like 3 Americans still playing hockey. The rest are Canadians and Europeans. So therefore, if I was going to add anything to that, Flyers just don't have a winning culture.
Okay.
Since the 70s when they beat the shit out of people.
And do you find that the hiring of Ron Hextall will change that? No? Okay.
Doesn't matter.
So
he's a loser. What has he won?
Didn't he score that one empty net goal back in the 80s?
One. Who cares?
Congrats, Ron.
Congrats, Ron, you jerk. So 4. So Flyers 4. Here's where I think we may disagree.
Well, we already disagree, which is great.
Number 3, I say the Sixers.
You do?
And it has nothing to do... It has nothing to do with the Sixers. It has to do with LeBron James.
Oh, okay.
It has to do with LeBron James. It has to do with Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, these super teams that are forming.
Yes.
As long as those super teams are still around when all of those Sixers start to mature, they still can't beat them.
Okay.
Like there's nobody like if you give me a healthy Ben Simmons, Markelle Fultz, Joel Embiid, they can't beat the Cavs. They can't do it.
Well, you know how I feel about Markelle Fultz. It was a disaster of a pick.
Disaster.
Disaster
You
of a
hate
pick.
it.
I do. Yeah, it was the wrong pick.
You wanted De'Aaron Fox.
I don't want to give up what I gave up to get freaking Markelle Fultz. I don't need a 19-year-old. Okay. That's well, all right, good.
But yeah,
sorry.
the Sixers are going to be a great team. They're going to be a 4-3.
Are they going to be a great team?
They're going to be a 3-4 seed in a couple years. But that's it. But you can't beat the Cavs. Until LeBron retires, you can't beat the Cavs. And until Kevin Durant and Steph Curry decide that they don't want to play anymore, you won't be able to beat the Warriors. So Sixers, by default, are number 3.
Okay.
Number 2, Phillies.
Phillies.
The reason why I say Phillies is because parity in baseball is at its all-time high.
Okay.
Look who's in the playoffs right now.
Those Red Sox were in there for a little bit,
they
weren't
got
they?
spanked by the Houston Astros.
They hit the ball.
Houston Astros. And who won it last year?
How about those
Chi-Town Cubs.
Those Chi-Town Cubs.
Who won it the year before? The Royals.
Oh, you're right. Kansas City.
Their parity has been rampant in baseball for the last few years. So I think they're obviously not going to be winning anytime soon. Maybe in the next 6-7 years they'll be decent once they get Mike Trout. Because I'm calling it now. On the 7th episode of Metrics and Mayhem, Mike Trout will be a Philly.
Is that right?
He's going to be a Philly.
He seems to have a good time at those Eagles games.
Sure.
Okay.
1,000%.
Got it.
And my number one will be the Eagles, and for one reason only.
Go ahead.
Quarterback.
I thought you were going to say LeBron James.
Quarterback.
All right.
The Eagles have a quarterback.
You like him, huh?
And name me one. I mean, in the last 15 years, there's maybe one or two teams that won the Super Bowl with a subpar quarterback.
Yeah, not many.
Not many.
But with lights out defense.
Lights out defense. So I think our defense is getting good. We're putting a emphasis on getting defense. If you got a good quarterback, and Tom Brady's getting old.
A little bit.
He's getting old.
Yeah, he is getting old.
So
is he 40 this year?
He's 40.
Is he 40 this year?
He looks 27.
God, man.
You see that man? He looks 27.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
got the hair of an angel, right? What?
Yeah.
Sorry.
And the face of one.
Hey, now.
And the wiener one.
Whoa.
But yeah, so the Eagles. Eagles number one by far. And it's only because they have a great quarterback. But what's going to keep them from winning is their godforsaken, shitty, special needs coach.
WP.
Who can't seem to get out of his own way.
What do you think of the visor? You a visor guy?
No.
Nah.
You can take that visor.
I like the visor.
You can take that visor and you can take Bruce Arians' Kangol hat, and you can throw them in the same pile.
Oh, no, that's a violation. You know what that WP reminds me of from your bachelor party when you had that wig?
Oh.
Yeah, that with a visor. That's Dougie Peterson, man, for sure. Oh, without a doubt.
But yeah, so that's mine. So the Eagles 1, Phillies 2, Sixers 3. Who gives a shit about the Flyers?
Makes sense. Okay, the only thing that we're switching right here, I'm actually with you on the Eagles, and I'm with you on the Sixers at 3. But I'm way down on Markelle Fultz. So I hope that I'm wrong. That you know me, I'm a total basketball guy. I would love to see the Sixers do well. I don't see it happening. I have the Flyers and the Phillies flipped. I have absolutely no faith in the Philadelphia Phillies. They haven't given you any reason. I'm not sure what the direction is of this team. We have some young talent. We have a Reese Hoskins who looked, great towards the end of the year. We have a Nick Williams who's, got a little bit of pop on the ball. Noel is a definite one. But who's managing this team? What's the direction of the farm system? When is the last time that the Phillies have developed a right-handed arm? Not traded for one, but developed a right-handed arm.
Well, who cares?
Exactly.
Who cares? You develop one or trade for one. Who cares? That's the thing I love about baseball. If you want something, you can go get it.
Yeah, but those people in the pitching coaches, the farm system, what have they done for this organization? What will they continue to do as prospects roll in? I don't have the confidence there, and that's why I flipped the Flyers and the Phillies on that one. So I am Eagles number 1, Flyers 2, Sixers 3, Phillies 4. So, yeah, that's the way it rolls with that. Another one for the opening rant that I like to talk about, the pregame NFL. I think every pregame show blows. I can't. You really feel I cannot get into any of them at all. So, Mayhem, I come to you. Give me something to look forward to for NFL pregame. Who do you listen to? Who do you watch? I
mean, yeah, you're absolutely right. They're all unbearable.
Okay.
I mean the one group that I don't mind the least is the ESPN group.
Okay.
With Samantha Ponder, Randy Moss.
Rex
Ryan, Matt Hasselbeck.
I haven't watched Rex Ryan on yet. Is he good?
He's better than he was for a coach.
Okay.
So they're entertaining. The thing I actually do like about Fox is the Rob Riggle segments.
He's pretty funny.
I love Rob Riggle.
He's all right.
So I mean, I will watch.
I'll
watch the Fox one just so I could see Jay Glazer and Rob Riggle. It's the guys who they bring on. Is who I like.
You don't watch for Strahan?
Do I watch for Kurt Menefee and Terry Bradshaw?
Terry Bradshaw,
and
man.
Jimmy Johnson. Like I can't think of 3 people: Kurt Menefee, Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, Jimmy Johnson. My God,
yeah.
That's the most boring foursome. I think Michael Strahan wants to probably kill himself every day.
Maybe a little bit.
But yeah, the ESPN people, are the least of the 3.
Okay.
The CBS crew just sucks.
That's the Boomer Esiason crew, right?
Yeah, it's the Boomer Esiason, Bill Cowher, Phil Simms.
Bill Cowher.
Yeah. I can't think of a more. They all stink. Yeah. But, Rob Riggle's hysterical.
Yeah, he's not bad. I can deal with a little Robbie Riggle.
Yeah.
Not bad. Caliendo's pretty good too. I like when Caliendo comes on.
I like when Caliendo comes on too, but you don't see him. You don't see him.
Yeah, he hasn't been on in a while, but for somebody who's really gone mainstream, I think he's pretty freaking funny, man. He's a good dude.
Wrong.
The next topic that we have up here in the opening rant, the way the playoffs would look right now.
Yes.
I jotted this down for you. You want to start with the NFC or the AFC first?
Let's go with the AFC.
AFC first. So out of the chute, your 1 seed, obviously your Kansas City Chiefs.
Chefs.
The 2 seed would be your Buffalo Bills. Your 3 seed, those Jacksonville Jaguars.
It was Blake Bortles finally coming to fruition.
The Pittsburgh Steelers would be a number 4 seed. Your Broncos at a 5 seed. And the New York Football Jets as the 6 seed. Jets, Jets.
They can't get out of their way.
A team that was guaranteed to lose to University of Texas at El Paso preseason. Now your 6th seed in the AFC currently would be in the playoffs as we speak.
Unreal.
And in the NFC, that home field advantage, Dom, you know where that rolls through?
Through Philly.
Lincoln Financial Field. Your Eagles are a 1 seed right now, which is unbelievable. Green Bay is a 2, Carolina a 3 seed, Seattle at a 4, Atlanta at a 5, and your Detroit Lions is a 6 seed. So
can I just cut you off there?
Oh, come on.
The day that you could say the Jaguars,
I know,
the Jets, and the Lions are all playoff teams, unreal.
Even the Bills as a 2 seed. That's
nobody
disgusting.
circles the wagons.
Nobody Buffalo Bills. So our segment right now, we want to talk about which of those 6 teams in each conference will not, if you had to pick one, will not be making the playoffs, and a team that's in those conferences that has not yet gotten in, a team that will be in from both sides. So out of those 6, Dom, Kansas City, Buffalo, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, Denver, Jets. I think it's a pretty easy call, right?
It's
Jets.
The Jets. They're not sniffing. I mean, they got 3 wins. They're not sniffing 6.
You know their win total dropped to 3.5 real late, right before the season started?
Oh, really?
Their win total dropped to 3.5. It opened at 5.5, dropped all the way down because everybody and their mother was on the Jets under. It got to 3.5.
Okay.
So one more win, and the Jets over tickets are going to cash in.
Wow.
Oh, can you imagine putting money up on a Jet over ticket?
Yeah, I think they're going to win 4 games. You would think that they would win 4 games, but it's
But
Josh McCown. Josh McCown is their quarterback. I mean, can you think of a team that just can't get out of the roadway? The tank was on.
Mm-hmm.
The tank was on. Sam Darnold was going to be a Jet. He ain't going to be a Jet no more.
He ain't going
to be in New York, but he ain't going to be a Jet.
He's taking over for Sheila.
I think they have a plan in place to say, Eli, we're going to draft. It's going to be a Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers type situation.
That's interesting.
Yeah, he's going to be in New York, but he ain't playing for the Jets.
You know, I thought the Giants quarterback was coming out of Oklahoma this past year, but maybe not so after losing to Iowa State. A 30-point dog on Saturday. They lose outright. That's a little fun one. But this isn't a college football podcast. We're going to save that one for later. So the Jets are out on both. How about in the NFC, Dom? Eagles, Green Bay, Carolina, Seattle, Atlanta, Detroit. Which of those 4 do not make the playoffs? Or excuse me, which of those 6?
I would say the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go with the Lions. Because, I mean, the Packers are going to win that division.
Okay.
So you have to edge out a wild card team. And the Panthers are going to be one of those wild card teams.
Okay.
Or the Falcons. Panthers or the Falcons. One of those 2 are getting in. And they're going to be a wild card team. So there's only one spot. And I just think with the way that the division with the Rams is in, I think they're going to grab enough wins to secure a wild card spot.
All right, fair enough.
So I think the Rams are going to get in over the Lions.
So you think the Rams are going to get in over the Lions? Okay, I have Seattle popping out. I have no confidence in their line play whatsoever. They did look great against the awful Indianapolis Colts, but aside from that, they've been putrid all year. So I'm going to take a Seattle Seahawk out, and rolling into our next segment, I'm going to just go ahead and on an Arizona Cardinal.
Oh.
Because of the recent signing of that Adrian Peterson, ladies and gentlemen. Adrian Peterson is now an Arizona Cardinal, and that is all the mojo and all the rage that they needed to turn this franchise around and get back in the playoffs.
Who's their quarterback?
Carson USC Palmer.
Okay. Just want to make sure that they didn't actually coax like Brett Favre out of retirement.
They did not.
Because Carson Palmer is gone.
Average age
awful.
on the Arizona Cardinals, 36.3 and climbing. But that is a team that is ready to win now. They lose David Johnson for the year. Andre Ellington, Chris
Johnson. He's gone, though.
Not Chris Johnson. Yeah, Chris Johnson, right. They're both gone.
No, Chris Johnson's gone.
Chris Johnson's out. Andre Ellington has been garbage. He's garbage, though.
Yeah, but you know what? He's good in fantasy.
Oh, stop.
That's all that matters. He's good in fantasy. He catches a lot of balls.
Well, so does Liberace, but that's a whole other story. But Adrian Peterson comes in as your bell cow. He wants 20-25 carries. He gets better as the game goes on. This is a back that Arian wants, without a doubt. Changes the whole offense up. It'll be slow to start. They don't have much time to lose. But in my opinion, the Arizona Cardinals, just what the doctor ordered, Adrian Peterson, I love it. I love it. I love it times 10. And the Arizona Cardinals get into the playoffs, and out come the Seattle Seahawks, who cannot block Cherokee High School at this point.
Interesting.
So that's what we got with that. Anything else for our opening rant? Or
nothing. I think the opening rant has been ranted.
I agree. All right, so we're going to move right on now to our Eliminator.
Eliminator pool.
We'll get into our next section.
Mr. Mayhem still in the mix.
Mr. Mayhem still in the mix, and along with you, there are 10 other men, and we have a Jill Ormsby left, the one female member left.
Is that Titty McGee?
That is not Titty McGee. No, that's Titty McGee's a guy.
Titty McGee's a guy?
And he's a...
I like that guy.
He's a former... Oh, yeah, you will love Titty McGee. He's great. But he's a former winner of the pool as well.
Is he?
Yeah, oh, yeah. He's been rock solid. But, yeah, we have 12 players left, 11 men, and one Jill Ormsby from Cherokee High School who... definitely is holding her own. But we've got some former winners in this pool that you're up against. I know you haven't gotten far.
I'm in uncharted territory right now. I've never gotten this far in the Eliminator pool.
But we have a Joe Fizzacaro, we have a Titty McGee who's won before, a Steve Rojek, and the jackass himself, Rick Abood.
Rick has won.
He's cashed a little bit.
I can't believe Rick has won this thing before. It's unbelievable.
I split, because I just wasn't sure, so we split.
Rick, if it's me and you again at the end, I ain't splitting.
Oh. Oh, what
was
I'm
coming. Rick? I beat you once.
Neither am I.
I beat you once. I'm coming for the title again.
Well, there you have it. So
I ain't splitting.
At least you know the strategy there. But yeah, we have 12 players left playing for a grand total. What's it? 1360, 1380?
1380.
1380 it was. Yeah, we had started with 69 players, right?
69. Good old Rob Gronkowski.
So yeah, 1380. It's a nice chunk of change. So best wishes to all left in the pool. And last week, you had a very brazen call with the Pittsburgh Steelers beating the Heartbreaker, right?
Have I not been rock solid?
Yeah, you've really started off. Yeah, you've been. I can't argue that again. Another great call by you. You're wonderful. This is great. I'm having a lot of fun.
I got another one for you too.
You got another one, huh? Well, we should listen very carefully as Dom has been calling these like crazy. So we take the teams that are 7-point favorites or greater, and line them up, and we try to make our picks as to who is going to be the letdown, the heartbreaker this week. There are 5. We have Denver at an 11.5-point favorite. The Atlanta Falcons are a 10.5-point favorite against Miami. Houston Texans, 9.5-point favorites over Cleveland. The Washington Redskins, 9.5-point favorites over San Francisco. And the New England Patriots at 9.5 over the New York Football playoff-bound at the moment Jets. Dom, your thoughts? Who's the heartbreaker this week?
It's a very easy one for me.
It is?
It's a very easy one. It's a team that hasn't won a single game yet.
Okay.
But I think they're going to get their first win this week.
Coming east, huh?
Coming east. I hate that. I hate when a cross-country team comes east. But this 49ers team plays tough. And they play to the end.
Yep.
I think they haven't lost by any more than 3 points since the opening weekend.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm taking, and not only am I saying that the 49ers are going to cover, they are going to win outright.
You're going outright on a
outright. And I'm taking the 49ers against the spread pool.
Okay.
So the 49ers come across country to play those R words. I'm not even going to say their names.
Okay.
The R words, because it's racist.
That's right.
Yeah. You want to talk about against the natives of this land.
That's right.
Those R words.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're all foreigners here.
But yeah, the 49ers, they're going to come cross country and beat those R words.
Okay. I totally agree. Nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, everybody else.
That line's fishy, though. How are the Redskins a 9.5-point favorite over anybody?
It's because they're going against an 0-5 49ers team.
Yeah.
The 49ers are getting no love.
They are getting no love. Well, I guess 0-5 teams kind of get no love. There's kind of a reason for that makes sense.
Yeah, and they've lost 2 overtime games.
Uh-huh.
And they've lost a game. They very well could be 3-2.
Yeah, very, very close. They've had some heartbreaking losses. A team that is on the rise.
They don't know how to win yet, but they are good enough to stay in a game.
Okay.
So if you ever see a line above a touchdown for the 49ers, take them.
Yeah, I like it. And the 49ers have been good to us against the spread this year, too.
Yes, they have.
So against the spread, they're doing quite well. They're playoff bound against the spread. In real life, though, I think they'll be teeing up a little bit earlier than most.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our Eliminator section. Don't forget to get your picks in. And again, we are down to 12, so best luck to all
Best of luck to everybody.
Still left in. We're going to move to the against the spread segment right now, where the Mayhem has taken a 13-12 record ahead of the metrics at the moment, 11-14. And I should say, with the research that I've done, all of my research has been college-based. So even though they're called the metrics...
Don't hedge your bet.
No.
Don't hedge your bet. Don't do that to the people.
No, I just want to let everybody know. And when college season comes around, I'm thrilled to show you all the research that I've done. But
we're not talking about college. We're talking about NFL.
We're talking about whatever you want to talk about.
If you don't want to make the NFL a priority and show that, and you just say, "Oh,
you are a priority in my life.
This is not in my wheelhouse." No, I'm better at college. No,
I don't know.
Own up to it. We started an NFL sports gambling podcast.
Yes,
and if you want to focus on college and not the NFL, I'm gonna call you out on it.
Well, yeah. Let me start over.
Okay.
Dom is 13-12. I'm 11-14, and I'm very happy to be joined here by Dom Melchior III, the Mayhem of this equation. So congratulations on your 2-game lead. This has been a lot of fun.
I bet it has.
But man,
you hedge better.
No. You want to talk about stink face?
Oh God.
Do you know what I'm going to say?
Yeah, it's that Fugazi Stunad that we're best friends with.
Jeff Liano, at the moment, the leader in the clubhouse at 14-11. Now, Jeff said he wasn't going to listen tonight.
He's already logged in. He's full of shit.
Is he logged in?
Yeah, he's right there.
All right, well, I can't say too many nice things, but I do have to acknowledge Jeff Liano at 14-11 right now against the spread. It's
unreal.
It is. It's depressing. It hurts. But it's not going away until we do something about it. So at 14-11, Jeff is the current clubhouse leader.
Listen, cream rises. That's what they always say.
Is that right?
Cream always rises to the top.
Kareem Hunt always rises to the top?
Kareem, yeah. And Jeff is not made out of cream.
Okay.
Well, he may be.
No. That's a whole other story.
He hasn't exercised in a while. He might be made out of pure cream.
That might be for the late podcast.
Love you, Jeff.
Stay tuned for that
Me
one.
too, though. I got no room to talk.
Dom, there are 2 teams. I brought this up to you already, or earlier today, I should say. The best and the worst teams against the spread. Did you do any homework on this?
No.
Beautiful.
When do I ever do homework like that?
Oh, I don't know. When do I ever do homework? Look at my notebook that has nothing on it.
That has nothing on it. It's what I have for today. And nothing.
Fugazi.
And nothing.
Oh, my God.
Nothing. Empty.
Not too many people carry around an empty notebook like Dom. That's
Zero.
That's a beautiful thing. All right.
You give me what to talk about today, and then I write that down.
Yeah. Well, speaking in line with that, Dom, I will tell you that there is one team in the NFL that is 5-0 against the spread this year, and there is one team that is 0-5 against the spread.
Let me see if I can think about it.
All right, go ahead. That's why we're here.
5-0.
5-0 against the spread this year.
I gotta say it's Kansas City.
Kansas City Chiefs would be correct. Their margin of victory.
Well, they're only 5. Well, you know what? I guess maybe in my head, my logic went they're the only 5-0 team.
Well, yeah.
So they have to be 5-0.
Sense.
But like you said, the 49ers are an 0-5 team, but they've covered
3-2 against the spread.
This is why I don't do research.
That's why those pages are empty. It's not just an empty mind, people. It's an empty notebook as well. All right, how about the 0-5 team against the spread? Who has broken hearts against the spread every freaking week?
I would say the Patriots.
It is not, actually.
No?
NFC. NFC West.
NFC West?
You already talked about
Seattle.
them.
No. The Rams?
The Hat.
Oh, the Cardinals.
The Arizona Cardinals are 0-5 against the number this year so far. So there's one team undefeated left and one team who has not covered a number this year. We also are keeping track of when Dom and I are on the same side and on opposite sides in our Pick 5 pool.
Mm-hmm.
And last week we both had the Bears, which we were definitely on the right side of that game and just took a bad beat.
Mr. Trubisky, growing pains. He had the ball with a minute and a half left. All they needed was a field goal. Could have won it for us.
I also was way on board with the Sammy sleeve. With Sammy coming back, I totally thought that was the wrong move to bring him back too early. He looked like absolute garbage, but they actually went to Case Keenum, which I did not see Minnesota doing.
Yeah.
So I felt like we were on the right side, but took a bad beat on that one, which puts us at 2-2 on the year for games that we're involved in.
It's okay.
Which is good. The Westgate Super Contest, which is what this is all modeled off of right now. There are 2 players, Dom, right now. The handles of BKSF and Cali Cappers are 20-5 against the number so far this year. So again, it's the same pool idea. You pick 5 teams against the number, and the lines lock on Wednesday night. So this is usually when the injury reports, the first injury reports come out. Everybody has to make their selections, and even if the line moves Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever it is, everybody's locked into the lines on Wednesday night to play in the Super Contest out in Westgate. So that said, 20-5 right now is the leader in the clubhouse out with the big boys, and that's the way it goes.
Whoa.
So we are not 20-5 yet.
We are definitely not 25,
but we are still within striking distance.
But I got a feeling that I'm gonna put together another killer week. Wow. I had one 2 weeks ago.
You did.
This past week was a little bit of a letdown. But I think I'm going to come back with a vengeance.
Well, I have not felt this good about my 5 against the number, so I have not felt this good in a while.
Let's hear what you have to say.
You want to go first over here? All right. Well, our method this week at the Metrics is we're going to buy low.
Buy low.
We got to buy low. We got to find teams that have a terrible public perception, and we're going to ride them, and because we're going to let the public drive up those numbers. So with that said, let me
kind of like that girlfriend in college. Yeah, terrible public perceptions, but you ride her anyway.
I couldn't say about that.
Okay.
The FA since sophomore year of high school.
This is a
Mr.
shout out to all the crappy ones I went through before I found my queen.
That's right, man. That's it. You got to kiss a lot of frogs in some cases, or in Jen's case, she only has to kiss one frog.
Ooh.
Boom. That's it. All right. The Cleveland Brownies, ladies and gentlemen. The Cleveland Brownies getting 9.5 points from those Houston Texans. I'm going to back that one up. The Houston Texans have an incredible public perception right now. People are loving Deshaun Watson, aren't they, over there?
You got 1 year left that's loving some Deshaun Watson.
Something that I don't like about the Houston Texans now, at this point, we have 6 of their 11 defensive starters out for this game.
That's tough.
That's going to be a problem, and I think enough of a problem where the Browns, even though on the road, can still make at least a 9.5 point cover out of that. So we're going to roll with the Cleveland Brownies. Coming off of a bye week, and this kills me to go against the bear down Chicago Bears, but I'm going to roll with the Baltimore Raven laying 6.5 against the Chicago Bear this week. Raven team that last time we saw them got slapped by those Pittsburgh Steelers. An upset team with a very good defense, and the Trubisky's go on the road for their first road battle in Baltimore, which I think might be, not to say the spot's a little too big for him, but that might be a spot where I'm looking to fade by a touchdown for sure.
Gotcha.
So Baltimore Ravens minus 6.5 are going to be a play. Man, how you want to talk about public perception? The Jacksonville Jaguars' perception is through the roof. Give me a Los Angeles Ram, and I sleep like a baby. I love the Rams this week. Grabbing 2.5 points. A defensive line that is very, very strong if you haven't paid attention. They shut down the Dallas Cowboys, a game that Dom did call. That they slapped up Zeke Elliott. This Leonard Fournette kid, he is a stud. I don't doubt that at all.
Did you see that video where he ran and he called somebody? He was like, "Come on, hit me right here."
Yeah.
And he hit him, and I love him.
Yeah,
he's my new favorite player.
He's a ton.
Yeah,
I get that.
It's a shame he's 48 years old. He's going to retire in a couple years.
He looks 48. He's what is he? 23 or 24?
22.
Is he 22? The pride of LSU for sure. That guy is an absolute beast. That said, I think public perception's way too high on the Jaguars. I'm going to roll with the Los Angeles Rams on the road to handle business at plus 2.5 points. Again, another team with absolutely terrible public perception right now. The Amari Coopers, the Derek Carrs, the Oakland Raiders. They're only laying 3.5 points to a bad San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers team. And Derek Carr is back this week. Amari Cooper with only 1 catch last week for 8 yards. That's not going to get it done. I think you see Derek Carr feeding Amari Cooper all day. And I'd like the Raiders to cover for 3.5 points. And my favorite play of the week, there is no team that has better public perception right now than the Kansas City Chiefs. And they're only 3.5 point favorites over those Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger, I don't have it anymore. Antonio Brown's bitching. The Steelers roll Fat Andy.
Wow.
They roll him. And Big Ben comes back without a doubt. They light Andy's ass up.
That's a hot take.
Oh, I love the Steelers this week. It's a layup, without a doubt. If you want the 3.5 points, take them outright, make more money on it. Love, love, love those Pittsburgh Steelers because everybody else hates them.
It's a bold move, Cotton.
So that's what we have going on here at the Metrics, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to play the Steelers, the Raiders, the Rams, the Ravens, and the Brownies. Dominic?
Right. Well, I think I may get a new name
Go ahead.
from now on. It's not Mr. Mayhem. It's Mr. Thursday.
Oh, Mr. Thursday.
Night.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, you've been on fire.
Mr. Thursday night. I'm
That's right.
undefeated on Thursday. So I feel morally obligated to take a Thursday game.
And who's playing this Thursday?
It would be our beloved Eagles.
Eagles.
The
David Akerses.
The David Akerses, the Bobby Hoyings, the First Down Freddies.
First down.
The First Down Freddies is who's my Eskimo brother, by the way.
Oh, stop.
I swear to God.
Oh, my God.
And against the Carolina Panthers, I never bet against the Eagles to lose. But since the Eagles are playing on Thursday night, I feel obligated to take a Thursday night game.
Okay.
So I'm going to, even though I don't feel great about it, I'm taking our Birds.
I'm taking the Birds.
The plus 3.5. And that's the key. Because if it was 3,
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably stay away.
Okay.
That half point, I think, is going to matter.
You got it in a field goal game.
I got it. I actually think the Eagles are going to win.
Do you really?
The only thing that makes me nervous is they haven't faced a running quarterback like Cam Newton yet this year.
Okay.
And that's a problem with our defense. But I don't think it's going to be a problem in the red zone.
How about the Lane Johnson absence?
The Lane Johnson absence is big. It's big for Carson, but it's not the defense. The defense is my concern this week.
Okay.
So I don't think it's going to be, and with Greg Olsen not in the lineup,
Mm-hmm.
that takes a lot away from Cam. So I think we're going to have a bend but don't break type Jimmy Johnson throwback 1999 type defense.
Jimmy Schwartz, Jimmy Johnson.
He's going to channel his inner Jimmy Johnson. Going bend. He's not going to break. They're going to get a lot of field goals, and I think the Eagles pull it out.
Okay, that's interesting. I like it.
So Mr. Thursday night says the Eagles, and then hold on. Let me. All right. So you took the Brownies.
I did take the Brownies. Oh yeah, there's no doubt you're all over Houston.
I'm all over.
Yeah,
Houston.
there's no doubt. You're so Deshaun Watson up.
So Deshaun Watson up. I might as well just let him come over and just sing my wife to bed.
Did you see the story that they did on him Sunday? Was it last Sunday night?
Oh
my God, what a lovable human being that guy is. I'm all on board.
You
Great.
love him?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Killer story. I'm all about it. Brownies.
Deshaun Watson led Texans against what was his name? Kevin Hogan? Those Kevin Hogan-led Brownies? Because guess who they're not playing?
Who aren't they playing?
Deshaun Kaiser.
Oh, my God.
They went away from Deshaun Kaiser. They're going to play a guy named Kevin Hogan, who's built like Johnny Manziel. He's as skinny as can be. First start on the road in Texas against the Heisman.
Look at all these legs. Look at all these legs.
Look at all the legs.
That's right, people. The Brownies.
So the Texans, given 9.5.
Terrible.
You can give 19.5. I'd still take it.
19.5?
No, I'm not going to.
All right. I'm ready.
So I'm taking the Texans. The next one I'm going to take is going to be the Falcons. And you know why? For one reason. Jay Cutler.
Hate the face.
I hate the face. I'll bet against Jay Cutler every week. I don't care. He's money in the bank for me.
Okay.
So I'm going to take the Falcons at home minus 10.5.
Oh.
I'm taking the big boys. Remember how I said that the Redskins are going to be the team that covers that 9.5?
Uh-huh.
Well, everybody else I think is going to win by their spread.
Okay.
So I'm taking the Falcons minus 10.5 against those Miami Dolphins led by Mr. Hate the Face, Jay Cutler. Well, I don't think he wants to even be there anymore. He's trying everything he can to get released.
Okay.
So I actually think you may see a Matt Moore sighting.
A Matt Moore sighting.
In this game.
Oh, my God.
So I think you're going to see a Matt Moore sighting.
Can you warn me before you say that? It gets me all excited with the Matt Moore.
I think you're going to see a Matt Moore sighting. We got a Falcons team coming off a bye against the Dolphins.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, actually, now that we're getting our feet up here with the comments, the legs were actually for the Texans. So I apologize for assuming those legs were for anything that I would say.
No.
It seems like more people are Texans fans, liking the minus 9.5 for the Texans. So
thank you, Jonathan. I like the Texans.
Yep.
So
we're real happy, John. Thanks again for agreeing with Dom. It's nice to see people agreeing with Dom. It's great.
The next pick, we're going against each other again.
What do you got?
You love Big Ben.
Oh my God, it's a layup. You're not taking the Chiefs, are you?
I'm taking.
Oh my God,
the Chefs.
No, write it down.
Write it down. We're going against each other in 2 games. I can't.
God, I can't believe I'm going to finally beat you at something. This is
Chiefs,
great.
You're going to tell me that Ben Roethlisberger, all gimpied up. I'm dropping him for my fantasy team this week. He's gone. He's gone. Unless you want him, I'll trade you for a bucket of balls. You can take him.
What kind of balls?
Balls. balls.
We talking scratch and sniff balls,
My
man.
balls.
My
My balls. So we're gonna go with the Chefs, who you said were 5-0 against the spread.
The Chefs are 5-0 against the spread. A lot of teams go 17-0 against the spread, so that seems like a good idea on your part.
So given 3.5 to the Steelers, I'm taking the Chefs. And my last pick.
We're gonna win that one.
And my last pick.
Go ahead.
I'm laying the biggest number that we have seen yet so far this year.
11.5.
And I'm taking those 11.5 Denver Broncos against those awful New York Football Giants. Who's going to play?
I was going to say,
for the Giants.
Did you happen to get a text from McAdoo about playing wide receiver?
I might.
I'm busy. We're going to Dutch Wonderland. No, Hershey. I'm sorry, Hershey.
I think my wife has better hands than me, but she's available.
Whatever it is, we have to get that out.
Who's
Are they worried
for
about
them?
the baby though? Running routes like that?
No, it's not like Eli Manning can.
Yeah, she's tough. All right, fair enough. She gets too much separation, man.
You mean to tell me that Eli Manning, with a group of brand new wide receivers, are going to be on the same page in Denver? In that elevation?
Yeah.
Against Von Miller? No, sir.
Look at this. Speaking of which,
no, sir.
Getting back to our last comment that we were talking about, we got a call in here from the Bald Dog who's listening live with some hate for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Nice to know that Bald Dog and Son are not on the same page.
Bald Dog and Son, yeah, Mr. Dog, Mr. Phillips Jr., thank you for being on the same side as me with the Chefs.
Yeah, well, we're not sure about that. All right, so go ahead. Why don't you call those five down again?
Again, my picks are the Broncos, minus 11.5, the Chefs, minus 3.5, the Falcons, minus 10.5, the Texans, minus 9.5, and the Eagles, plus 3.5. Now, I didn't take the 49ers in this because I'm actually betting. I couldn't take 6 games. But my 6th game, if you want to throw it out there, would be the 49ers coming to the Redskins.
Okay.
So but those are my 5 games. But yeah, I think the Redskins are actually going to win. But those other ones, I feel that's the way to go.
Okay. So that's the way it's going to end right there with those 5. The Against the Spread segment. And again, for anybody who's hopping in, if you want to get involved with the Against the Spread to have some bragging rights against us, that way you can make some funny comments over here, which we are currently reading, and we love seeing everybody
Love
writing
the comments.
But yeah, please feel free to join us. We'd love to break your balls about how bad your picks are, just as you're enjoying making fun of all of, well, let's be honest, all of my picks.
Look at this right here. Yeah. Scroll up a little bit.
I'm scrolling up right now.
And we see our friend Jeff. Flyers, Sixers, and Eagles in that order. Okay, 2 things why that's bullshit. 1, he's got the Flyers first.
Let me tell you why. Everything you said is bullshit.
Everything that guy said is bullshit. So the Flyers,
Mr. Gambino,
he has the Flyers winning the Stanley Cup first before anybody else.
That's what it says right here.
That's fine. You're wrong. And 2, my point number 2, we didn't even have the Phillies in there. So if you're not going to follow the rules, you're automatically disqualified.
That's the way it works. So
Jeff makes his own rules. Jeff makes his own rules.
So Jeff, thanks for joining us. We're sorry to hear that you're out. We're going to remove you. We'll get our intern on that right now. My intern Zachary's upstairs sleeping at the moment, so we'll go over and wake him up. You know what I forgot to do? We had a request from John Mack, who's joining us right here. Wants to have Madeline join the Against the Spread pool.
I like it.
And come down and make some picks against the spread. So we're going to have to see if we can keep Maddie Pants up next week to get her down here for the podcast.
That sounds good for me.
Anybody who's not aware, Madeline is my 3-year-old daughter who likes to watch football. F-L-U-P ball with Dad for about 5 minutes before we have to watch Disney on Ice. But that's a whole other story. So that is our Against the Spread segment. And... let's see.
We'll go to DraftKings.
We go on to DraftKings, right?
We're going to DraftKings at this point,
right there. And in DraftKings, again, another free contest that we're running. So if you have any interest in joining us, please just reach out. We'll be glad to get you guys involved. And, John will get you that link, no problem. And Jeff said he's got the Phillies.
That's cool. Then you made 2 comments then, not just 1. Okay. So, that's cool. Make 2 comments when everybody else makes 1. It's your world, Jeff. We just live in it.
It's your world, brother. But DraftKings, I have to tip my cap to the Mayhem this past week, who outdone the metrics, 128.66 to 104.02. Disappointing day from O.J. Howard for the Metrics, who failed to dress. It just didn't work out for him this week. I think the uniform pants were a little too tight this week. So
got an algae crumpler problem down there?
No, not the other side. I think the butt was a little bit too big.
Oh.
Might have been too many bonbons, but whatever it was.
Too big in the back, not the front.
A little too big in the back.
Shout out to Big Dick Algae Crumpler.
Hey now, Algae Crumple, one time. But we have to tip our cap to one of our listeners right now. That's the guy who has Steeler hate and a reason for my existence, that bald dog out there. Taking it down this week in DraftKings, the bald dog, at 131.02. And I just eked you out for first place, because I'm sure he was a little excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, I had him by like a half a point until one of my defense gave up a field goal and dropped me down 3 points.
Yes.
So that was disappointing.
But aside from that, we welcome the bald dog into the competition, and congrats to you. And I think you're already signed up for next week to be a part of this. And again, another free contest, so please feel free to reach out. It's a good time, and always fun to break balls on how bad everybody else's picks are. And now that Dom's winning in this now too, it's just making this podcast a lot more enjoyable. So congratulations, really happy for you. That said, Dominic, why don't you take us away with that DraftKings lineup?
Well, I'm just gonna go with my love, my infatuation for this year. At my quarterback position. I think you can guess who it is.
I'm going to take a wild guess with Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
All right. What's the damage?
6,700. So not terrible. Okay. 6,700 against the Browns at home. Mm-hmm. Give me that Heisman Trophy.
Okay.
So I'm going to take.
You've been saying all year the spotlight has not been too big.
It hasn't been.
Okay.
He went and took it to Alabama in the biggest game of the year, of his life.
This is true.
On the last play of the game.
This is true.
And he got a touchdown.
Yep. Can't argue that one bit. Okay.
Do you think the Browns are going to scare him? No.
By 9 points?
No.
They'll scare the balls off him for 9 points.
So I'm going to go with Deshaun Watson as my quarterback. I am going to go with that Andre Ellington. Running back. I know you hate him, but that dude, nothing. He's a poor man's Reggie Bush.
Very poor.
All he does is catch
balls. He broke.
He has one rush for like -2 yards and 10 catches for 86 yards.
Yeah.
All he does is catch balls.
You wonder why your DraftKings sucks every week? That's the answer right there.
Okay, well I've never done Andre.
I've never done. Hey, listen, this is an NFL podcast. If you're going to bitch and complain and hedge your bets, not here, pal. I don't have the time for it.
Touche.
Bless you.
So my second running back is going to be that Jerick McKinnon.
Oh, God.
Another one who doesn't
I'm going to win!
He doesn't run.
I'm going to win!
He just catches balls out of the backfield. But he did have a monster game last week.
Yeah, he's my hero.
So
Great
Jerick
pick.
McKinnon,
keep it going.
He's coming in at $4,100.
You're disgusting. Oh, you're going deep.
So Andre Ellington for $5,300, Jerick McKinnon for $4,100. My next wide receiver has been a personal favorite of mine. I have him in every single one of my fantasy leagues. Chris Hogan. That ball-hogging white boy, Julian Edelman 2.0, up there against the Jets. Tom Brady's going to eat them alive. So Chris Hogan. Give me Chris Hogan for $7K.
$7K for Chris Hogan.
That's how much. See, DraftKings knows.
All right.
My next one, Golden Tate.
Oh, God.
Going into New Orleans.
This is the all-hate team. Your team is such shit. This is perfect.
New Orleans going into that they're going to win. They may win that game 30-40, or they may lose it 30-40.
You might not score 10 points this week.
I guarantee you, this is going to be nothing but receptions, like 10 receptions each for 70 yards.
Okay.
I love it. So Golden Tate against the Orange for 6,800.
Okay.
My next one, he's been a staple of my team, and I think he may be a staple of my team going forward. It's that my ball sack hurts. My ball sack hurts against the Carolina Panthers. Carson Wentz, his favorite target.
Yeah.
For 6,300.
6,300. That's nice. Yeah, I'm on board with that.
My next pick, I'm going back to the Patriots.
Go ahead.
Because I think they're going to just put it on him. If Tom Brady ain't throwing it to Chris Hogan, he's handing it off to Mike Gillislee. And I think Mike Gillislee against the Jets for 5,500 is a steal.
Okay.
So
Mike Gillislee,
and then I'm going to round off with the Bucs defense going against your Arizona Cardinals who can't get out of their own goddamn way for 2,600. So that rounds off my team. Watson, Ellington, McKinnon, Chris Hogan.
You can't even pronounce their names. My God.
Chris Hogan, Golden Tate, Zach Ertz, Mike Gillislee, and the Bucs defense. Bring it to me, Papa.
Big Ben.
Garbage.
Right out of the chute. 5700. Loving the Pittsburgh Steelers
I
this
bet
week.
you do.
I'm all Big Ben'd up. Give me a C.J. Anderson. I think the Denver Broncos keep that game simple. You're right. If you're stronger than your opponent, limit their abilities. Let's play a lot of clock on that. I like a C.J. Anderson. I like a DeMarco Murray. Not a love, but at 5,200 on Monday night, not much else happening in Indianapolis. So I could see a little DeMarco Murray action. I'm going to drop the 9,300. I'm going to write the fat check to that Antonio Brown. I got no beef signing a Brown. We got no beef signing a Kelvin Benjamin. I'm taking up those Eagles corners at 6,400. And how about, I think this is ridiculous, how about Devontae Adams at 5,700? Yeah? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams at 5,700 is what we like to call in the business un stilo.
It's German for the steel.
That's correct. The tight end we'll be playing this week is Mr. Kobe Fleener out of the University of New Orleans. And if Drew Brees is not throwing to Kobe Fleener in that weak Lions linebacking core, he's going to be throwing to Fast Shoes, just off of suspension, just off of injury, Willie White Shoes Sneed.
Don't even get me started on Willie Sneed.
He's still in your squad.
He's still in my squad.
And he's going to start for you. He's going to blow it up this week.
He's not starting for me.
Oh, it's terrible.
He's not starting for me.
Willie White Shoes Sneed coming in at 4,700, and we're going to finish it off with the Rams, who are going to bottle up, or try to bottle up, Lenny Fournette and those Jacksonville Jaguars at 3,200. So again, the lineup here with the metrics: Ben Roethlisberger, C.J. Anderson, DeMarco Murray, Antonio Brown, Kelvin Benjamin, Devontae Adams, Kobe Fleener, Willie Sneed, and the Rams defense. So that takes care of the draft. Well, that takes care of the DraftKings spot. And again, if you are interested in that and you haven't played yet, please just reach out to me. We'll go through all these comments at the end and make sure that everybody has the link for who needs it.
And if anybody wants to reach out to me or to Earl directly, we'll make sure to get it to you. But like I said, if we really want to get this thing going in the right direction, so like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and you can get the link there. That's the easiest way to do it. Just tell your friends. And like we said earlier in the year, we get enough people here. Maybe get a couple shekels up, maybe a gift card somewhere, maybe a nice Wawa gift card. Everybody loves Wawa.
Everybody loves a Wawa.
So we get enough players up here, we'll make it worth your while.
I was looking at my kids' piggy bank, so we definitely have funds to provide for the gift cards. So
absolutely,
I don't think there's any better way they would want to spend their money than a gift card for the Metrics and Mayhem.
Well, Zach doesn't drink coffee yet, so
not yet.
Screw him.
No, not at all. All right, well that's the case, and now we move on to Dope High.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to gloss over what I just saw on the screen.
What do we got? Oh, this right here?
From Jeff.
Okay, go ahead.
So, Jeff just chimed in, and I appreciate audience participation, as ridiculous as it is. Our friend Jeff, I love him. He's one of my best friends in the world. Do anything for him. He just said Tom Brady was going to get knocked out of the game by the Jets. If John or Chris are out there, can you go check on Jeff? I think living by himself, and I think he's like huffing like some paint, where he fell on his head, or he's going into like this like coma from eating shitty food because now he has nobody to cook for him. So he's got the with the cans, he does the what's the stuff you put on top of ice cream? Whipped cream. You got the whipped cream cans, and you just get all the gas from that. He's getting high.
Okay.
He's getting high.
Oh, so that's what's going on right now.
He's high.
He's high. Oh, all right. Wow.
He's high. He's got to be, or he's had a stroke. One of the two.
One of the two.
Yeah.
Let's go with high. High would be better.
High
right?
would be better. He needs to get high. He needs to relax with all that shit.
All right.
Tom Brady's going to get knocked out. Tom Brady's missed how many games? He missed one season from an ACL, and he's been fine.
Sprained AC joint in the left shoulder is what he's calling out.
Yeah,
is that Jeff?
That's his non-throwing
shoulder. Did Jeff
shoulder.
fall down his flight of steps, and that's what he's got right now?
That's his non-throwing shoulder there.
What's an air conditioning joint?
An air conditioning joint? Okay.
Right. All right. Well, that said, why don't we move on to
let's go on the dope
our final segment.
Jeff just saying ridiculous stuff. It's just he's the Mike Pence of our league.
Yes. And we mean that with all kinds of love and respect.
Just doing stuff for shock value.
And Jeff, you have the right to be that. It's important that you know that.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we start out with you, with Donato's Pizzeria,
the champ?
My God, 195 points for Hit That Blunt this week. Rolling out another win over IPS, putting Dom at 6-2. 71.7 points combined from your two running backs this week, Leonard Fournette and Melvin Gordon. That definitely takes you to tops of the standings without a doubt. You do have a tie at the moment, which we'll get to in a little bit, and it drops IPS to 2-6 for the year, which I am all about because I need company down there on the bottom of the league. So it's nice to see IPS down there. We had another situation this week, Dom, with a Belichick and a bald dog, and you said you wanted to bring that up and talk about it a little bit.
I did. I'm going to bring it up for my lovely wife, who's home, who's hormonal, and she brings it to my attention in this way. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Bald Dog didn't put a lineup in again for the second straight year against me? What the hell is going on here? I can't believe that son of a bitch.
Uh-huh.
Calm down, honey. Calm down.
Oh, that wasn't you. That was
her.
Oh.
That was her.
Okay. Is this hormone related at all?
This may be hormone related, but Lori's full of rage anyway.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, we brought this up at the draft. Mm-hmm. Now, we didn't name names, but we were talking specifically about Bald Dog. Okay. So I'll tell you right now, Bald Dog, we were talking about you.
Okay.
We brought this up because you done screwed up last year and you done screwed up again. What the hell is going on with you, man? You need to explain yourself to the rest of the league here.
Bald Dog is actually not to blame on this one. This is definitely the metrics. And what happened with this past week, Bald Dog did put in a transaction and asked me to drop a player for him, which I informed you of. I dropped the worst running back that he had. This happened on a Friday night. And Bald Dog also had Mike Gillislee on his roster as well, who played on Thursday night this past week. So when I dropped the worst running back on his team, what I didn't realize looking ahead was that was the only running back that he had playing this week coming up. Every other running back that he had on his squad was on the bye. So when we go to put in a lineup, which I maybe spent a little bit too late a time on, but as Sunday approached, didn't take this into consideration and saw that the move that I had made, dropping his only other starting running back that week, was definitely an error on my part. So
okay, so we'll blame you, and that's fine. That's all well and good. You're running Bald Dog's team now?
At the moment, he asked me to make a transaction for him. I wouldn't say that I'm running his team because...
I mean, we got John and Chris who run one team.
Mm-hmm.
Having you run two teams seems like we're going in a weird direction.
I think if I were running Bald Dog's team, he'd be 2-6 with me. Seems like Bald Dog has a pretty decent handle on how to run a team.
Well, you didn't draft his team.
No, I didn't.
You drafted your team.
I did draft my team. But that said, even with all of the drama that flares up again, Belichick yourself, with an unbelievable run from Alex Smith on Sunday night, pulls out the win over Bald Dog. And had Bald Dog started Mike Gillislee, he would have won the game by less than a point. Because it was a very, very close one. But that said, the bad transaction move on the Bakahan cost Bald Dog the game on that one. So
that's right, Bald Dog. Go run your own damn team.
That's right. So on that one, the metrics and the Bakahans will take the loss on that one, and we were going to get a care package out to the Bald Dog for that one.
Lord was fuming.
So, well, she won. So how fuming can she be?
She said, she's like, I'm happy I won. I'm still mad.
Yeah,
she said to me. I said, you won. Who cares?
It's a beautiful thing.
That's why I love her. That competitive fire in that woman. I love it.
She's pissed and she won.
She's pissed when she won. That's the kind of woman that I need. Great. And that demon seed that's growing in her stomach is going to be just the exact same.
Are you still rolling with Lucifer as a possible name?
It's a possible.
Yeah,
right. Beelzebub.
Yeah. So. Alex Smith, though, leading that game with 39.1 points. Alex Smith is a fantasy stud, which is depressing.
Number one fantasy quarterback in the league.
Terrible. Potbelly Pig Farmer at 6-2 now ekes out a win over All Jacked Up. Amari Cooper, like we said before, 1 catch for 8 yards for All Jacked Up, and the Texans D nets him -5 points.
Is Amari Cooper the DeAndre Hopkins of this year?
It looks to be, yeah. Without Derek Carr playing, I would definitely say so. So that is not the way All Jacked Up see things going. So with you at 6-2, Potbelly at 6-2, there is one other team at 6-2 after the Consiglieres defeat the Bakahans. The Bakahans, terrible, just dropped to 2-6. This is the worst campaign since the inception of this league in the year 2003. It's just an absolute tragedy happening right now in Bakahan Farms. We had a team meeting about it. A lot of tempers being thrown. You know, if you're complaining about the way Lori was talking, I tell you, Joe Mixon was saying words that should not be repeated 15 miles within a church. And it's just not very good for business. But
refresh those comments here for a second. I want to see what the people are saying.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Bald Dog sometimes will let the girls win. That's good out of Bald Dog. And we do appreciate that comment. popping in. And Jeff is also saying that he's sorry about the win.
He's
Jeff, we are so happy. We are so happy that your kicker scored 26 points for you. That happens so often. So, again, I'm so happy for you. You especially. You bastard. Taking things that are important to me. But congratulations nonetheless. And he's putting up 150 points every week, and my team just blows.
Jeff, I got nothing for love but love for the kicker who puts up 26 points when you need him. So if you're going to get support from the kicker, you're going to get it from me.
Yeah, it's tremendous. For Jeff being a baseball guy and me beating him in baseball badly all year, and me being a football guy, not that Jeff's not, but you are definitely taking it to me in football. Hold the series lead from the beginning of the league. So I tip my cap to you as much as I want to break your balls. You beat me fair and square with 26 points from your kicker, and I'm really happy for you. So that said, we have 3 teams at 6-2, and a couple of them are going to nod up this week, which we might get into later. We'll get there in a little bit. The Jackasses, with a solid effort, coming up to 3-5, drop the Baby God Dak squad of Lianos.
Are they tumbling? Are they free falling right now, Baby
It was
God
just a
Dak?
total flop. That whole team just did not show up to play this week. I wrote down in my notes. I mean, everybody just shat the bed for them.
They came out of the gate like
Yeah,
secretary.
they did. Yes, they did.
And now they're like Barbaro.
Yeah, right. It's very nicely done.
I was there when he died.
No, were you really?
I was at the Preakness that day. I put a bet on Barbaro. He breaks his leg. It was
And he put it down.
I put him down. See ya. My only line.
What do you do with the ticket?
I was like, I tried to cash it. I was like, is this a push? Is this like the NFL? Do I get my money back? He didn't finish the race. I shot him. I don't think that's in the rules.
You go through the handbook.
In the handbook. Let me find out. Let me see. Yeah, I
Uh.
was at the Preakness in 2006. The last year that you were allowed to bring in beer to the infield.
Because with guns and beer, what could go wrong there, right?
Nothing go wrong.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I got 50 on Barbaro. No problem.
Cat gets blown up, right? Oh, man. Well, there's a feel-good story for everybody.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Barbaro.
Yeah. So that is and the Jackasses with a completely solid effort. They might be getting back to last season's form when they were a stacked team. But the Jackasses, very solid effort, up to 3-5. Liano boys drop to 5-3. The Joasses, out of nowhere, a bust out to come up to 3-5 as well. Yay! Over Cursed Philly fan, dropping to 4-4. Our good buddy Greg Dineo. Carson Wentz, you were talking about him earlier on, 49.3 points, and AJ Green, 38.9 for the Joasses.
I know my quarterbacks, bro. I know my quarterbacks.
You definitely called that. We look forward to this week. Hit that blunt versus the Consiglieres. This is the top of the top. The comments should be flaring at the moment right now. But yes, we have 2 6-2 teams nodding up this week. Dom,
two more likable guys in the league.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Everybody loves Dom. We're very compassionate towards him and his opinions, and everybody is totally cool with losing to Jeff. So it should be an interesting matchup. And as these comments are refreshing, Dom, I'd like to ask you maybe your opinion on this.
Jeff, look at my face. I'm gonna fuck you up this week. I am coming for your fucking throat. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna like it. I'm a winner.
Well, we're not sure if that was buffering or not, but Jeff, you might want to turn the volume up on that one and replay. This is about an hour and 10 minutes into the podcast, if you happen to miss that if you were in the bathroom or whatever. So a minute 10, Jeff. Go check that one out. That was from the heart, too, wasn't it? Wasn't that Sarah McLachlan?
Yeah, I think that was a Sarah McLachlan song called Fuck You, Jeff. In the arms of Fuck You, Jeff.
And that will determine, right? Oh, no, I'm
That's
sorry.
going to determine who the lead dog is
In the division.
In the division.
Yeah.
And if I win that game, I take a commanding division lead.
Yeah, you put up a ton of points. It's going to be tough to catch you, I will say that.
And
Tough for the Bacahans to catch you, for sure.
It's going to be damn near impossible, unless I lose another Dalvin Cook type player.
Mm-hmm.
I would just replace it with Jerick McKinnon.
Yeah, another stud play right there. IPS versus the Joasses. IPS 8-6 lifetime versus the Joasses. The Joasses have no AJ Green this week, so that might be what we call a little bit of a problem. Potbelly Pig Farmer takes on the Liano brothers this week. Potbelly is riding a 6-game winning streak at the moment. Dak, though, heavy favorites. No Des Bryant for Potbelly. So 6-2 Potbelly without Des Bryant this week might be a problem. The Belichick yourselves And All Jacked Up, Not Up.
Oh.
All Jacked Up gets Drew Brees back, and Lori will be without her best player on her team. That would be that Dan Bailey from the Dallas Cowboys. We got a bowl with the grandparents this week.
Oh, is that right?
That's right. Bald Dog and the Jackasses.
Oh.
Nodding up.
No matter who wins, we all lose.
That's right. That's exactly right. A 4-game losing streak for Bald Dog at the moment, and he will be without Jason Witten, who's on a bye this week, which could have transaction and lineup implications for Bald Dog. You have the metrics at the helm. It's very possible. So we've got that. And the matchup that everybody's dialed in for, the 2-6 Bakahans against the Cursed Eagles fan, a Super Bowl rematch from last year.
I mean, we got all our friends going today.
Yeah,
you versus Jeff, you versus Greg. It's going to be a fantastic, fun-filled weekend. The text chains are going to be blown off the charts. There's going to be 80 texts that Greg doesn't read.
That's right.
I know, it's going to be fantastic. Greg, do me a favor. Get one of your employees to read all the text messages for you. So I don't want
but
you to miss
in English, man, in English.
In English this time.
That's right. And I'm not sure. I think we're at a position right now. I don't think the Bakahans can lose another game. We're 2-6 right now.
Oh, you lose another game, it's over.
I think it's over for us, which, again, I've spent that money already, so we're going to have to figure something out with that. So that's what I see. Dom, anything else for the good of the cause?
If I personally don't think it's going to happen just because... Well, you know what, it might happen. You know why it might happen? Because it would completely ruin your life. If I won the Eliminator pool and I won our fantasy league in the same year, and you lost both horribly, like, what would you do? How would that affect your life?
I think I would knit. I would take up knitting. That would be good because I feel like I got to jump on you because you got little hands. So I think you would struggle with knitting.
I do have tiny hands. Strong, powerful, but tiny.
Strong, powerful, and tiny. So I think I would do that. I would be very happy for you, though. First and foremost, it's all about being happy for one another here.
I'd spend a little bit of that money on a present for Zach.
Well,
I'd buy him something nice and loud.
Speaking of presents, while we're in the subject of dropping some surprises and knowledge, this is a Trader Joe's bag, and I don't know. Maybe there's something in there. Maybe why don't you go give me the old reach around.
What is this?
What do you got there?
Grab something.
What do you got down there, brother? Why don't you pull that out for the people? What do we have here?
Oh!
What do we got, Dom?
We got a little baby outfit.
What kind of baby outfit?
It
though,
looks
Dom?
like Jacksonville. No. Oh no! It's a Beavers.
It's an Oregon State Beavers baby onesie.
Beavers baby onesie. Tiny but awesome.
There it is.
And it works if it's a girl too, because then it'll be the Lady Beavers.
That's exactly right.
And
it's
you know how I feel about the Lady Beavers.
No comment on that one at all. But from
finally,
the
we got our first outfit. Tiny but awesome from the Oregon State Beavers.
Anything?
Nothing on the back.
Oh, yeah,
nothing on the back. But thank you,
But there
man.
it is, brother.
I appreciate that.
Right there, we were all over it. Getting out the Oregon State love early, and we're going to be coming forward with a lot of bad college basketball onesies coming out for little baby Melchior.
Jeff's penis. It's tiny.
So, Jeff, congratulations on that. And I'm not sure if that's the same thing for Phillip Rivers because they are on baby number 68 and 69.
Oh, speaking of fertile people, did you see Antonio Cromartie?
Did you see this? Bald Dog checking in with, why don't you need a cover for Dom's microphone?
Did you see that there's going to be a reality TV
show
following Antonio Cromartie and his 27 kids?
Unbelievable.
It'll be fantastic.
It is. But speaking of fantastic, I think this wraps up another fantastic episode of the podcast. Episode 7, we're still way young on this, but looking to gain some ground. We do appreciate everybody listening and being a part of this podcast. The interaction in between means so much to us. So, on behalf of the Mayhem, Dominic Melchior, I'm Earl Phillips. Thanks, everybody.
See you next week. Hey, Bald Dog, we're gonna knit you a reminder to set your lineup, you jackass. Love you, Bald Dog.
Bye, everybody.
Tiny but awesome. Laura's gonna love this.
I was all over it as soon as you left. Ordered it right away.
Are you sure this is going to fit my kid? My kid may come out bigger than this. What do you want me to do with this?
No, stop. That's all my paper stuff. I'm going to throw it out for recycling.
Just the important documents?
Nope.
Get the tax. Get the tax.
Oh, honey, the mortgage. I'm sorry. I left the mortgage. Here you go. I'll take that. I got more. Don't forget your empty notebook.
My empty notebook. You don't do research. It's empty. Oh, yeah.
Perfect. And let me stop recording.